Welcome to Aging Together, a podcast dedicated to exploring the challenges and opportunities of caring for our aging loved ones. This podcast is a product of Caregiver Consulting and Healthy Solutions, a private consulting practice dedicated to helping you navigate the aging process with ease. Together, we will dive into a wide range of topics, including health and wellness, financial planning, caregiving, and more. This podcast is for everyone, whether you are an older adult looking to age in place, a caregiver seeking support and guidance, a young or middle-aged adult planning for the future, or simply someone interested in learning more about the aging process. I hope you'll join me on this journey. Let's navigate aging together. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, Pooja, and you're listening to Aging Together. June is Pride Month. To start, let's talk about Pride Month. Pride Month is an annual celebration that recognizes the LGBTQ community's accomplishments and advocates for equal rights and acceptance. Traditionally celebrated in June, Pride Month commemorates the Stonewall Uprising of 1969, a pivotal event in LGBTQ history. It serves as a time to celebrate the achievements and contributions of the LGBTQ community while promoting equality, acceptance, and visibility. While it is essential to celebrate progress, it is equally crucial to acknowledge the unique challenges faced by aging older adults who identify with Pride communities in the USA. This episode explores the intersectionality of aging and LGBTQ identity, highlighting the impact on healthy aging, healthcare disparities, and options for inclusive care. One of the many challenges that faces LGBTQ older adults in our communities today is healthcare disparities. LGBTQ older adults face higher rates of certain health conditions, such as cardiovascular disease, cancer, depression, and substance abuse, compared to their heterosexual counterparts. Discrimination, stigma, and a history of marginalization contribute to these disparities. The outcome of these contributors leads to another challenge: social isolation. Aging can often lead to increased social isolation, and this is particularly true for LGBTQ older adults who may have faced rejection from family or lack support networks. And finally, lack of continuous support in all aspects throughout one's life can lead to another challenge highly prevalent specifically within these communities: financial insecurity. LGBTQ older adults are more likely to experience financial challenges due to unreliable or complete lack of family support, workplace discrimination, limited access to health care, and disparities in retirement benefits. With these systemic barriers and challenges in mind, let's take a look at 3 areas of impact on aging in these communities: mental health, chronic illness, and substance abuse. For mental health, LGBTQ older adults may experience higher rates of depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation due to the cumulative effects of discrimination, stigma, and social isolation. When it comes to chronic illnesses, the prevalence of chronic illnesses is higher in LGBTQ older adults. Managing these conditions becomes more complex when compounded by discrimination and access to appropriate health care. And for substance abuse, LGBTQ older adults have higher rates of substance abuse, often as a coping mechanism for the challenges that they face. This can lead to further health complications and exacerbate existing conditions. A recent report by the National Council on Aging provides information on the 3 chronic conditions that disproportionately impact these populations: cancer, mental health, and cardiovascular diseases. A few highlights from the article include lesbian, gay, and bisexual older adults are more likely to have risk factors associated with breast, cervical, testicular, prostate, and colon cancer. Gay and bisexual men are at higher risk of HPV, and while often underestimated, HPV is very serious, often leading to cervical and anal cancer. In the latest research, 59% of LGBT older adults report lack of companionship, and 53% report feeling isolated. The article also makes an important special note about heart diseases for people in the transgender community, stating that it is unclear if the use of hormones can put one at greater risk of a stroke or heart attack. More information is in the article linked on our blog. When looking into the true impact on help seeking and healthcare utilization within this population, a stark contrast can be seen when compared to the heterosexual population. According to a report by the Williams Institute, approximately 15% of LGBTQ adults in the United States are uninsured, compared to 10% of non-LGBTQ plus adults. LGBTQ plus individuals often face barriers to healthcare, leading to delayed or avoided care. A survey conducted by the National LGBTQ Task Force found that 33% of transgender respondents postponed necessary medical care due to discrimination or mistreatment. LGBTQ plus individuals are more likely to seek mental health services compared to their heterosexual counterparts. According to a study published in JAMA International Medicine, LGBTQ plus adults were more likely to report depression, anxiety, and substance use disorders than heterosexual adults. LGBTQ plus individuals may be less likely to receive recommended preventative screenings. The National Health Interview Survey found that lesbian and bisexual women were less likely to receive mammograms and pap tests compared to heterosexual women. And numerous studies have highlighted health disparities experienced by LGBTQ plus individuals, including higher rates of certain health conditions, mental health challenges, and substance abuse. While specific percentages may vary across studies and populations, these statistics indicate disparities in healthcare access and utilization among LGBTQ plus communities. It's important to note that collecting data on sexual orientation and gender identity in healthcare settings is still limited, which can affect the availability of comprehensive statistics. Knowing all of this information is, of course, important, but what about the access to and quality of care? Due to centuries of discrimination, these communities are hesitant to pursue certain healthcare needs. While the push for healthcare providers to receive training on LGBTQ plus health issues, cultural competency, and inclusive language is ongoing, there are resources available to find and access sensitive and culturally informed care. First, there are LGBTQ plus health centers. These centers are specifically designed to cater to the unique needs of LGBTQ plus individuals, providing a safe and inclusive environment where healthcare professionals are knowledgeable about the health issues faced in this community. Second, LGBTQ plus community referrals can be made by local LGBTQ plus community organizations and support groups for culturally sensitive healthcare providers in the area. And third, Sage, an online publication company, runs a national resource center on LGBT aging. They have an excellent healthy aging toolkit with many resources for LGBTQ plus older adults. Before closing out this episode, I want to reach out to any healthcare providers and administrators listening in. We each have a role to play in ensuring sustainable change in the ability for all individuals to have equal access to safe, appropriate, and informed care. We must ensure equal access to healthcare services for LGBTQ plus older adults through legislation that prohibits discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity. We must advocate for comprehensive healthcare coverage that includes gender-affirming care, mental health services, and preventive screenings without discrimination. We must promote LGBTQ plus cultural competency training for all healthcare professionals, equipping them with the necessary knowledge and skills to provide inclusive care. We must develop programs that address the unique needs of LGBTQ plus older adults, including social support, mental health services, and access to affordable housing. And finally, we must increase awareness of LGBTQ plus aging issues through community outreach and education campaigns, fostering acceptance and reducing stigma. Pride Month serves as a reminder of the ongoing journey towards equality and acceptance for LGBTQ+ individuals. Aging older adults who identify with Pride communities face unique challenges that can impact their health and well-being. By addressing healthcare disparities, promoting LGBTQ+ cultural competency, and implementing systemic changes, we can ensure that healthcare environments become safe, inclusive, and culturally sensitive for all. At Caregiver Consulting and Healthy Solutions, we are dedicated to helping you navigate aging together. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.